is where we need to start tuning in inward to find solution, answers, direction, guidance, all of it, healing. It's all inside. It's all inner focus. We can raise that frequency in ourselves and heal our bodies. Or we can just look outside of ourselves and get distracted and be fearful. Or we could do the old paradigm thinking, like, I'm just going to go around a bunch of misaligned humans that are very fearful and just experiment on people, and I'm going to ask them their opinion. And this is like going to the modern day healthcare system. What do you think's wrong with me? Oh, you think I should try that drug? That sounds cool. Let me try that. Oh, wow, I feel really weird. Oh, I should take another drug? Okay, let me do that. And this is insanity to a soul like mine. I'm just like, what is happening? But this is the common everyday experience for many of you in humanity that are participating in this old paradigm of let me ask for my guidance outside of myself. And so I'm encouraging you to really hear this message that this is a call to go inward. Today when I had that dream and I was meditating, that's what my guides told me, is to help them understand not to be afraid. There's never a reason to go to fear. There's never a reason to worry. We have plenty of opportunities and plenty of excuses to worry and, conditioning to worry. But in essence, it never serves us. When we remember our simple laws of attraction, rules and guidelines, it is that what we focus on, we give energy to, and we draw towards us. So if we're worrying about something, we're really aiming our wand in the wrong direction. And so it's not about judging that. It's just about having awareness about that and going, wow, look at us as humanity. Each individual needs to own its own thoughts, and the collective thoughts hold together, create a collective experience. So if there's doom and gloom happening out there, it is because in here, most of you are in fear of doom and gloom. But if we start to collectively, individually, start to think of abundance and prosperity and harmony and wholeness and unity, and enough of us continue to hold that frequency together, then we collectively create the new earth of abundance and beauty and harmony and bliss. And so ultimately, that's what I am here to be a messenger of, and what my guides were telling me to share with you all today is to take your power back and to quiet your mind chatter. Even if you've been conditioned and used to this for an entire lifetime, to seek your answers externally, to seek your approval externally, basically, that is not what we're being guided to do in any way. And it's very much boldly being called for that we will seek and tune inward for our alignment. We will tune into higher hearts knowing to move forward and create and take our steps towards conscious creation, and to know that our thinking is the very beginning foundation of all creation. So if our thinking is not in alignment, then our experiences that we create externally will not be of alignment. And so it sounds like it's all complex, but it's so simple. It's just really being mindful of where you point your wand. Think of yourself as a magical fairy, and you're like, I'm going to focus over here on all the problems. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I want to do, because that's going to magically create more problems. So even though there's a lot of problems in my world, let me focus my wand over here in the world and direction and land of abundance and beauty and solution, and hold my wand there long enough to where I start to see evidence of that vibrational frequency showing up in my physical manifestation, my physical reality. And then I will be like, wow, that's really working. And I'm not giving any energy anymore over here to the land of problems. And this is how come souls that are having a lot of bliss in their life are having that, because they're focusing on the bliss, they're expecting it, they know that they are the co-creators of it. And so, I am so excited for each of you to get this, because as every soul really clicks this in, and we click together, we're going to realize, whoa, we need to hold our focus on love, on light, on abundance, on goodness. Because as we do this individually, it feels really good for me. And as I do this and then I ignite this intention with those around me and they do it with me, wow, as a community and as a family, as a tribe, I'm talking too fast. We collectively create this beauty together. And this is going to be the same recipe for a planetary shift. So anybody that's sitting back worrying about doom and gloom and complaining about the government or complaining about anything, you need to just look at what's really out of alignment. It's yourself. You can complain that everybody else is doing stuff wrong and look at all, they're all pointing their wands in the wrong direction. And but if you're focusing on that, then you're joining them there. So turn off the news. If watching the news stresses you out, it makes you worry, turn the damn TV off. If, believing in abundance and goodness and health and wholeness is something hard for you to do because you're surrounding yourself with people who worry and gossip and are in fear, stop going around them. Like, each of you are the ones creating your choices and creating who you spend sacred time with, who you allow into your sacred space. You're each choosing to go to the doctor's office with people who want to experiment on you, or to go to a healer's session, to schedule a healing session with a healer who will actually help empower you. Every single one of you are making your choices. And if the choices you're making are creating suffering and misery, don't just keep making them because you're used to that. Have the courage and wisdom to change. Like, remember the whole recipe for insanity is to keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result? Insanity. So the reason I jokingly and lovingly talk about the insanity of humanity is because I watch this happen. I observe this happening. And what's going to be powerful is when, we can observe what's going on, but then we come back in and we choose our frequency. No one chooses your frequency for you. And it would be really empowering if each of us own that and we choose our frequency instead of reactively letting others, behaviors cause us to believe that they choose our frequency, because that's never really true. We're always choosing. So I'll pause for a second. Anybody chiming in?
Oh, no. Sorry.
Okay. I'm like, Amnon, are you taking a nap? Okay. Okay, so let me change over to this page. So one of the things that it says on the page I'm reading about the lapis lazuli is to say within or aloud. So if any of you watching want to join, you could close your eyes and just set this intention with your guides. And it is, I receive any transmission and healing at this time in unconditional love now for my greatest and highest good. So be it. It says, imagine that you can rest back into your healing seat and gaze to the sky above you that opens as if it were a cosmic observatory. Kind of like I talk about the moonroof of your mind, like open and expand your mind. You notice certain golden orbs of planets and stars that feel familiar to you in your being. Allow yourself to receive love and light from these planets. So even if you're not aware of all these star systems, if you're even just open and you set the intention to be receptive to receiving these frequencies of love and light that are being transmitted to our planet at this time from a variety of different star systems and light beings, just opening yourself to receive is going to be enough. You don't need to understand it all intellectually. Just open yourself to be receptive to the frequencies of love and light. The other thing it says you can say is, I now choose to receive through unconditional love the memories, the gifts, talents, awareness, and recollection of my stellar wisdom, recollection of my stellar wisdom that will assist me now on my path through my own free will and through the grace of divine love. So be it. So it's basically inviting us to open up to receive transmissions from these star beings And the last part, there's an invocation. It says, I call upon the temple of lapis lazuli. I call upon the beings of love unconditionally. I call forth the awakening of my own inner eye. I call forth my wisdoms from my people of the sky. I call on the protection, peace, and wisdom within me. I now declare that I am here and I am free. And this is part of taking back our power, is realizing that we are free, sovereign beings of love and light, and that we emit our own frequency. We choose this always. And if your choices are not benefiting you, it's time to start questioning that. It's time to start exploring an inner exploration of your own thought processes, your own thinking, your own belief systems. I did a show a while back called The Power of Belief Systems, and the power of our belief systems is amazing, because I could understand something and be very open and receptive to miracles, and I could experience these things. But if another being right near me believes there's nothing and there's no help, there's no support, believes that they deserve to be punished, then they're going to experience those things. And so remember I talked about holographic realities. We're not all experiencing the same holographic reality. We're all here kind of like flowing around each other vibrationally and observing each other and learning from each other. But some of us are emitting very low vibrational frequencies. We have very low expectations. We think terribly of ourselves. We hate ourselves. We're constantly in a sense of self-rejection, self-loathing, whether we're saying it out loud or we're just thinking it silently. And vibrationally, that is going to create a very different experience from a being who has done their inner work and they buzz around in a vibrational frequency of self-love, and they love and accept themselves. They expect miracles. They welcome the miracles. They know they can co-create miracles and that they're one with Source. These beings will be like night and day. They will not resonate with each other, but we're all here playing this out together to wake up. I feel in my soul, in my heart and soul's truth, that we're all here to wake up and realign with our oneness and return to our divinity, which is always there. It's always present. It's always available. Each of you has a higher self, always there, present and available to you. But many of you have not been tuning in to higher self. You have been tuning outward to others who are telling you what to do, what to be. You're giving the control over your ship, your light body vehicle, aka your body. You're giving that to other people, doctors, teachers, parents, friends, neighbors, healers. You're giving it to others. So in essence, you want to really come back to self, and you can access these beings' help and assistance when it feels right, when it feels aligned, access that. But there's a difference between accessing an assistant, some assistance from a being that can help you, and being codependently attached to someone out of fear. And this can happen from your relationships to your doctor, to your lawyer, to your friend, to your mother. It doesn't matter what the role and title, it's about the intention. Am I codependently seeking my good and my well-being and my love externally? Because if you are, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you're a celebrity and you're seeking millions of people to love you because you deep down loathe yourself and don't think you're enough, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter if you have a million fans and followers, or if you're just that person that's like really shy at school that, you know, is in the hallway eating your lunch by yourself because you're kind of shy and you don't really believe you deserve friends. It's the same inner self-loathing that keeps you in a state of isolation, and it can manifest in many ways. But we can clear that through our belief systems. We can clear these old belief systems that tell us that we're not enough. We can clear these old belief systems of lack and limitation. You know, like if we believe that if we're not good people, we're going to go to hell, for example. at a level, we will create a sense of hell. We'll think we did something wrong, now we have to punish ourselves. Or we believe someone else did something